Well, my daughter-in-law suggested I came here because, as I said, I live alone. I came here and I saw a different world. I saw people who cared. They did, and the thing that amazes me about this particular place, and they know your name. You're not a number or a thing coming in, but they greet you by your name. Now, I can't remember the carer's name, and I feel awful.
I'm Bruce Moore, I'm the Chief Executive of Housing and Care 21. We're a national charitable housing association providing contemporary housing and care for older people with modest means right across England. We provide retirement housing and extra care housing and 20,000 properties in all. We're committed to helping people live well with dementia across all our services, both retirement housing as well as extra care. That's really important to us. In terms of we want all our staff to become dementia friends so they can provide that understanding service, but also we're trying to encourage as many of our residents to become dementia friends as well so they can understand more about the disease and how to help people live well with dementia.
Dementia actually manifests itself differently in each individual, and how dementia affects one person will be different to how it affects the other person. It's therefore really important that actually our residents have an understanding of dementia as well as our staff. It's one of our targets that by 2021 half of our residents will have actually undertaken a Dementia Friends session. We believe it's important that our residents do undertake Dementia Friends awareness raising because it helps to increase tolerance between our residents who live in quite close proximity.
I think it's about people being educated and understanding that people with dementia don't have to suffer. You hear the word and terminology, suffering dementia, so much. We know that within the right environment, the right care support, that doesn't have to be the case.
In terms of dementia-friendly design, we try and replicate the familiar as far as we possibly can. So we'll do colour coding of corridors. We'll use a piece of artwork to help people to recognise what floor they're in when they get out of the lift. We have what the architects and developers will call milk shelves. So they were originally intended for people to put the milk bottles on, but actually people use those spaces to personalise their areas.
Well, I think that the biggest thing that we see that people talk about is the feeling of security and safety. So our buildings are well designed and secure. People have their own front doors, so they're both kept safe and secure in their homes, but they're also able to retain their independence. We have staff on site 24/7, which means there's a lot of oversight of where people are, what they're doing, a lot of risk management. So basically moving into extra care means that people are enabled and empowered to continue to live independently, where out in the community that might not have been so easy for them.
My name is Eleanor, and we've been, myself and my sister Elizabeth also, we both live in
Gildacre.
Gilfield Acre.
We used to live up Pembroke Court, when I did, and then when my husband passed away, and then Eleanor's husband passed away, and she moved back up here. And then we heard about this place, with there being the extra care with Eleanor having Alzheimer's. It's lovely, we've got a nice view out the back. Just really nice living here, it really is.
In terms of barriers for people with dementia, the biggest barrier we have is people's expectations or lack of them, and people's general approach to labelling people with dementia, which we believe disables people. So we take a very holistic approach to looking at somebody's care and support requirements based upon their aspirations, which we look to find out either from the person themselves or from their family members if communications become something of a challenge. Our approach is to build a real sense of continuity and attachment for somebody with dementia. So we have a small workforce, we have key worker relationships, we involve everybody possible in planning and organising somebody's services so that our residents living with dementia get to build a sense of continuity, but also so they have a real attachment to everybody who's around them and indeed to this community. We have a whatever it takes, can-do approach, and we believe that there's always hope. Whatever stage somebody's at, we believe there's always hope, and that we will work with the family members and the resident to do what they tell us they would like to do with their life.
We know all the staff are absolutely brilliant. They're lovely girls. Dave, if you need anything doing, or Steve, we just know there's somebody there if we need anybody.
Everybody just helps each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proper little community.
Knowing that person, knowing that person's life history, knowing that person, a little bit about their personality, knowing where they used to work, what they used to do, really helps, and knowing about their really good memories as well, really helps to connect with that person. It helps us to step into their reality. The one thing we don't want to do is try and change the reality, because you won't do that, and I think a lot of people try and do that. And very often about best supportive person with dementia is stepping into their reality.
We proactively engage with a range of stakeholders, not just the Alzheimer Society. We work very closely with the Dementia Action Alliance, the Housing Learning Improvement Network, the International Longevity Centre, a whole range of stakeholders, so that we can actually take best practice and incorporate them into our schemes and into our work, but as well as actually sharing good practice with those external partners.
Although they say my past is the thing that I forget, I can still remember such a lot of the past. When I first was told, I did burst into tears until I suddenly thought, well, come on, Thelma, you can still speak, you can still see, and I've got a good family. And that was when my daughter-in-law told me about this place and came here. And to be truthful, I don't know whether they're all the same, but I couldn't speak highly enough of the staff. Because not only do you have companionship, but you have things that are done very subtly. That bring, oh yes, I remember that. And you don't realise at first that they are reminding you of things, and they're bringing back your memory.